No, I was reading chat! Holy shit, how am I alive? After recoil changes, 5.56 SCAR, MDR, and AK have gained a lot of popularity. These are supposed to be slower firing cousins of the meta M4A1, making it great budget options for around 100 to 110k rubles. Feel free to pause the video at any point or swing by Discord for these builds. Comparing these three builds, the SCAR has the best hidden recoil stats, and MDR has the best ERGO. Both of these run STANAG, so cheap 40 rounders or expensive 60 rounders are available. While the AK is stuck with 30 rounders, and in terms of recoil and ERGO, it's dead in the middle. Middle ground choices are never good. Depending on playstyle, you should run SCAR or MDR. The old 40k market price average has increased to 60k due to their popularity. But is it possible that the majority of the community has been buying the wrong guns again? Let's take a look at the two most common 5.56 rounds, 8.56A1 and 8.55A1. Looking purely at pen, 8.56A1 is effective against class 4, while 8.55A1 is effective against class 5. Both of these have something in common. They take at least 3 hits to kill on their respective armor class. If we compare this to the most popular round last wipe, 7.62BP, at 47 pen it was effective against class 5, and at 58 damage it was 50-50 whether or not you 2-tap thorax on class 5. Using Tarkov ballistics, we can determine how much damage we're doing at 50 meters. There's also armor damage reduction. The lower your armor durability, the more damage you'll take. But there are too many variables, as the difference in damage reduction on the second shot after first shot pen is completely different when comparing a trooper to, let's say, an uli. So we're just gonna assume 20% for both shots. There were two metaguns that shot this massive round. The Mutant at 650 RPM and the RD at 600. Similar to our 3 5.56 choices, except this swipe it takes on average 3 rounds to kill rather than 2, making the time to kill on our 5.56 guns 50% longer. To mitigate this, we can run higher RPM guns. M4 is too expensive, so we have the G36 at 750 RPM and the AUG A3 at 715 RPM. We don't shoot the A1 because of its inferior dispersion. Both of these guns aren't very sought after, as they hang around 40 to 50k on flea. The AUG doesn't require any attachments, while parts of the G36 can almost make up the entire base cost. So if we cap our budget at 100 to 110k rubles, we have the money to run the far superior Thunder Beast over the KAC NT4 because of the headroom we obtained from a lower platform cost. However, for an apples to apples recoil testing, I ran the KAC for all our builds. We changed our recoil methodology a little. Since recoil has been buffed, we'll be testing at 20 meters instead of 15. Here's our comparison. And yeah, I think the difference is close enough. But here's the thing. The G36 has 100 and the AUG has 65 RPM over the SCAR and MDR. What the hell is that? If you don't think this is huge, let's put it to scale. Understand that for many wipes pre 12.12, the HK held its crown as the best 5.56 weapon over M4 purely because of 50 RPM. 850 versus 800. It had worse ERGO, it had worse recoil, it was longer, it was heavier, and just overall worse than the M4, except for 50 whole RPM. The G36 has 100 RPM over the SCAR and MDR. AUG is in the middle with 65, so does that make the G36 better than the AUG in every way? Kind of. Both of these guys are better than the SCAR and MDR. You pretty much run the G36 in most situations and maps in Tarkov. The only time you should run an AUG instead is on massive maps like Woods, or if you're trying to do Shooterborn in Heaven, as the AUG has a much higher muzzle velocity and better MOA. If you're thinking of running a long barrel G36, don't. The ERGO is garbage, and mounting a laser is awkward with little to no selection when it comes to hybrid IR with flash. On the AUG, you have twice the ERGO compared to long G36 and a built-in rail that's compatible with debal and insight. Last wipe I ran the long barrel G36 purely because there wasn't a better option. This wipe we run the AUG. When it comes to magazine selection, the AUG has its own cheapo 40 rounder, and G36 has an adapter to run STANAG, making them just as versatile as the SCAR and MDR relative to the AK. Of course, nothing beats the M4, whether you're bug abusing or building the relatively cheaper version, but even a cheap M4 is almost twice the cost of these other builds. Let's quickly go over cost starting with the AK. Limiting ourselves to a maximum of around 110k, we're going to go with the MOE handguard into M-Lock AFG so we don't have to pay for a rail. If you don't have the AFG grip unlocked, just go with any other -2 recoil handguard and -2 recoil grip. For the MDR, all we need is a suppressor and tip with rails. Making it one of the cheaper options, however, stats wise, this is probably the worst gun next to the AK. All it has going for it is its ERGO. Again, if you don't have the AFG grip, just get yourself a 4.1 inch M-lock and any -2 recoil grip. Moving on to SCAR. The kinetic MREX rail I use is Skier 3, however it's usually pretty cheap on market. If you don't have access to it, then run the default bottom rail in any grip you prefer. Moving on to the superior weapons. We're gonna run the 2-vent G36, should be really easy to get at Peacekeeper 2. Now this looks expensive at 150k, but that's because we're not accounting for a refund from selling the long barrel parts. For AUG, it's pretty straightforward, you're literally buying nothing but suppressor, tip, and top rail. If you like the default 1.5x scope, you can ignore the rail altogether and save on optic costs. If you like my builds and think I went by too fast, everything will be in Discord, Gun Builds channel, link down below. Like the video if it helped, sub with bell, follow me on Twitch here, check out my other links also. As always, thanks for watching. Okay, well if we go to safe route, it requires flying down this window.
Can I do that?
Yeah, so you jump off, right?
Okay.
You kiss the ledge, and then you DI to the right onto the bridge. Here, let me demonstrate.
Oh, right here. Oh my god.
Oh my god, I didn't expect him.
Oh my god. Do I loot that guy? Probably not.
If you want, I mean, you might have friends.
Oh my god.
So he was so surprised, he didn't know what to do, and I lived.
Yeah, I thought you were dead, I'm not gonna lie.
Element of surprise.
I checked tape room. I'll go back to that guy later, maybe, I don't know.
What are you doing shooting?
Oh, there's a guy down there.
Sanitar.
Is he dead?
I don't know.
I think he closed the door.
Close the door? Okay, I'm gonna
No,
sting you.
there's one guy dead in the hallway.
Okay, watch the door, I can nade him from outside.
But he wants to extract.
You dead?
I don't know. I thought I heard somebody outside.
I just ran in from the outside.
Oh, there's a scav outside. Damn, he just wanted an extract.
Really? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Oh.
Did you kill him?
I think he might be dead.
Oh
Hello,
no.
hello, hello, are you still there? I apologize if you're dead.
I'm opening. Yeah, you killed him.
Ay, ay, ay.